Hey everybody, today I want to go through 10 things about Longines that I don't think you know. I recently had a trip in Switzerland and managed to go visit the Longines Museum, something I would highly recommend if you have time and you're in the area. It's free to do, you just need to make an appointment beforehand and you get a guided tour around the museum which goes through the history of Longines and illustrates some of the fantastic watches that they've created over the years. So I hope in these top 10 you learn something about Longines and it gives you a bit more in-depth knowledge of the brand and some of their history. Let's get into it. What's in a name? Prior to 1867, the company now known as Longines was known as Jaeger-LeCoultre. In 1867 it was rebranded to Longines. The reason it's called Longines is because the factory was set up in an area called Le Longines. It's that simple. The Longines logo is the oldest trademark within the watch industry. However, nobody quite knows why the logo is as it is. There are no records as to why the founders of the Longines brand created the logo and what it means. In 1928, Longines developed the first pilot's watch with an internal rotating bezel. This complication allowed pilots to synchronize their watch to precise radio signals and help them to navigate and chart flight paths before the invention of radar. This watch was developed in collaboration with a famous US naval officer named Philip Van Horn Weems, and this watch was used by aviation icons like Charles Lindbergh and Amelia Earhart. Longines have written records of every watch they've produced from 1867 to 1967. If you own a watch from the first half of the 20th century, it is located in these books. Now the oldest watch they have in the museum is numbered at 350, but the curator of the museum told me that the oldest watch in existence is in a Japanese collection and is numbered 185. In 1954, Longines created the world's first Photofinish camera system. It used a Pallard Bollux H16 camera system and a Longines quartz clock. The system was capable of measuring time down to 1/100th of a second. Now with this new development of Photofinish camera systems, Longines also had to develop a new system for developing that film. So they developed a brand new method of developing film quicker so that these races could be determined as fast as possible. Now these systems were used in many sporting events such as Formula 1, rally stages and even in the Tour de France. And to this day, Longines is still the sponsor of the Commonwealth Games. In 1908, Longines developed the world's first pocket watch capable of showing 2 time zones. Before this, it was possible to show 2 time zones in a pocket watch, but it required it to have 2 separate watch movements showing the 2 time zones. In 1925, Longines developed the world's first wrist chronograph with 2 independent pushers and flyback mechanism. This was revolutionary at the time. Did you know that every single Longines watch ever produced has a sequential number printed on it? It can be found either on the caseback, inside the caseback, or on the watch movement. So check out your watch and see what number you have. Did you know that Longines developed the internal rotating bezel of the Legend Diver way back in the 20s? All they did was repurpose what they had done for the aviation watches in the 20s and 30s into the Legend Diver, which was developed in the 50s. In 1979, during the height of the quartz crisis, Longines developed the world's thinnest quartz watch. At just 1.98mm thick, this watch was a marvel at the time, and even by today's standards is still a beautiful looking quartz watch. So there you go guys. That's my 10 facts about Longines that you may not have known. I hope you found these interesting and as informative as I did during my tour of the factory. If you guys ever have the time to go there, I highly recommend the visit. It's more than worth your time and the detour. Plus, it's in a beautiful part of Switzerland, so it's a gorgeous drive to even get to the factory. If I have you for a little bit more time, maybe check out one of these other videos. And if you like this content and get some value from it, maybe hit that subscribe button, the thumbs up, and the bell notification. And until the next time, I'll see you guys.